Once again, good morning to all. Today we are going to revise the chapter Accounting Ratios. Accounting Ratios. So before that, I would like to hear from you, what do you understand by financial statements of a company? Yes. What are financial statements of a company? Yes, anyone? Yes, Karthik?
Ma'am, these are the financial statements prepared to ascertain the profit or financial position of the company.
Yeah. Financial statements are a summary of all accounts prepared by a business enterprise. And as Karthik said, in order to understand the profit of the business and also the wealth of the business, what is the financial position? So you find the summary, the everything, all the accounts prepared in an accounting period, in a financial year appears there. So which are the financial statements? Tomlin?
Ma'am, profit and loss account, balance sheet,
Balance sheet?
profit and loss account,
What do you call the profit and loss account of a company? How have we named the profit and loss account of the company? It is not simply the profit and loss account. You cannot call it that way. It is statement of profit and loss. Okay, the company's P&L is called statement of profit and loss, and there is one more name. It is called income statement. Okay, income statement. Then Tomlin, continue. Yes.
ma'am, trading account,
Again,
same.
it is not trading and P&L. It is statement of profit and loss. Okay, and another name is income statement. Okay, thank you. And not only these two, the financial statement of a company includes four: balance sheet, income statement, notes to account, and also cash flow statement. Cash flow statement. These are the four most important financial statements of a company. And which is that act that governs all the companies in India? Shubham, keep the video on. Everybody keep the video on. Yes, Shubham, which is that act?
Indian Partnership Act. Indian Partnership Act.
It is the Companies Act 2013 that governs all the companies in India. Okay, and talking about the financial statements of a company, it is in the section 2. Please take down section 2, subsection 40, that you find the details of financial statements. Section 2, subsection 40. Section 2, subsection 40 of Companies Act 2013 gives you the details about the financial statement. And it is in which schedule, Irfan? The schedule where you find the balance sheet and profit and loss account. Which is that schedule? Aditya?
Schedule 3.
Schedule 3. Schedule 3, we have two parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 gives you the format of balance sheet and part 2 will give you the the details about statement of profit and loss. Okay, so that is all about financial statements of a company. Now, we are going to analyze the financial statement. Okay, analyze. Simply by looking at a financial statement, a balance sheet, how can you conclude about it? We cannot say anything about the progress or what is the performance of a company by just looking at the balance sheet or the financial statement. So, some analysis should be made. For that, some comparisons should be made. Either we need to compare it with some other company, the performance, the balance sheet of some other company, or between years. Either the current year should be compared with the previous year, like that. Some comparisons should be made. So it is for that we have some techniques. Analysis of financial statements can be done either by doing comparative analysis, common size statement, trend analysis, and also ratio analysis. Okay, ratio analysis. So analysis can be done in various methods, using various methods. One among such method used is accounting ratios, or you can say ratio analysis. Coming to ratios. What are ratios? What does ratios tell you? Ratios tell you the relationship between two figures. Okay, relationship between two figures which are expressed mathematically. That is ratios. Now, how can we express these ratios? Ratios. How do you express these ratios? It can be either in the form of pure ratio. Pure ratio or simple ratio. Pure ratio or simple ratio. That is the normal 2:1, 1:1, like that. The next one is rate. Rate or times. Times. 2 times, 3 times, like that. And then percentage. Percentage. These are all the different ways we can express these ratios. So percentage, you know, 50%, 100%, etc. And one more, that is fraction. So sometimes you will get the question. The ratios can be expressed only in the form of pure ratio. True, false, partially agree, completely agree, like that you'll get different kinds of options. So ratios, you can express it in 4 forms. 4. Pure ratio, simple ratio, rate or times, percentage or fraction. Okay. Now, we are with analysis now. How do we do the analysis? Now, what are the methods of analysis? Talking about analysis, we have mainly 2 types of analysis. That is cross-sectional. Cross-sectional analysis. Cross-sectional analysis and time series. Time series analysis. All the videos are off except Tomlin Aditya Karthik. Others, please keep it on. Aparna also. Okay. So the analysis can be either cross-sectional analysis, time series. Cross-sectional analysis means there is a company A and another company B. So we are going to compare one company A with another company B. So two or more companies, the performance of two or more companies are compared. That is called cross-sectional analysis. Now, time series. Time series means the same company, say A. The present year performance is compared with the past. Present year is compared with the past. Okay? So that is about ratios and analysis. Coming to types of ratios. Types of ratios. How many types of ratios are we learning in this chapter? Anyone? I don't want the name of each and every ratio, but I wish to know the family names. Ratios.
4.
That is the main comparison. Anyway, okay. In this chapter, we are going to learn mainly 4 ratios. That is liquidity ratio. The first one, liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio, or another name is short-term solvency ratio. Another names are all important. Short-term solvency. Short-term solvency ratios. Then we have solvency ratio. Solvency ratios. And that is called long-term solvency ratio. Solvency ratio means it is long-term solvency. Then we have activity ratios. Activity ratio or performance ratio or turnover ratio. Turnover ratios. Again, if you find another names, please add on. And the last one, finally, we have profitability ratio. Profitability ratio or income ratios. Income ratios. Okay. So only if we do all these ratios, only when you compute all these ratios, you get a clear picture about the company, the financial statements of a company. Why do you want to know the financial position of a company? Yes. Why are we doing all this? What could be the reason? Why a person, why an individual or anyone? Why somebody wants to know about a company? Yes? Anyone? Say. Why are we doing an analysis? Now you are learning it for the purpose of examination, I know that, but still, for what are we doing this analysis? Sometimes an individual want to make investment in a company. Individual or anyone want to make some investment. So when you invest somewhere, you will get return. So we must be very careful when investing. It should be in a profitable and very well functioning company or business. Or if one of them or somebody wants to purchase the shares of that company. Okay. So then also he should know about the company, the status of the company, and the banks before providing loans to the company. They should understand how is the financial position going on, the performance going on of the company. Like that, there are several reasons for which this analysis is done. So simply computing only one category of ratio, only liquidity ratio, only solvency ratio, that doesn't give you any kind of conclusion. Only if all these ratios are calculated, then only we get a clear picture. Do you understand? Okay. Now, let us move to the first family, that is liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio. Okay. Now, liquidity ratio, what was the another name of liquidity ratio? Anjo?
Short-term solvency.
Short-term solvency ratio. So one of you tell me, what is the purpose of finding out this liquidity ratio? Why do we calculate liquidity ratio? From the name itself, liquidity ratio. Short-term solvency ratio. Yes. What for are we finding out liquidity ratio?
To measure the short-term solvency of a company.
Yes, very good. Liquidity ratio. It is to find out the short-term solvency. That means whether the company is in a position to pay off its short-term liabilities. Short-term liabilities. Short-term liabilities means the current liability. Current liability. What are current liabilities? Irfan, what are current liabilities? What do you understand by current liabilities?
Short-term borrowings.
Short-term borrowings, yeah, you're right. But I'm asking you, what are these current liabilities?
Within one
Yeah,
year.
right. Those liabilities which should be cleared within a time period of 1 year, within 1 year. So, using this liquidity ratio or short-term solvency ratio, we are going to find out whether the company is able to pay off its current liabilities, short-term obligation within 1 year period of time. Okay, 1 year period of time. Okay. Now, under liquidity ratio, we have two ratios. There are only two ratios and you might feel it very easy, but still you can get so many questions, variety questions from this side. That's why I'm going in very detail this time. Okay, so liquidity ratios are of two, that is current ratio and quick ratio. Current ratio, quick ratio. Another name for current ratio, Current ratio also called working capital. Working capital ratio. Quick ratio also called liquid ratio. Liquid ratio. Acid test ratio. Okay. So liquidity ratio, we are going to assess, we are going to study whether the company is able to pay off its debts, its short-term liabilities, it is not debt, short-term liability within 1 year period of time. For that, we have two ratios. First one is current ratio or working capital ratio. Then we have quick ratio, liquid ratio, acid test ratio. Those three are the one and the same. Just different names. Okay. Now let's talk about current ratio. Current ratio, what is the formula to find out current ratio? Current ratio is equal to, yes? Current ratio is equal to?
Current assets by current liabilities.
Current assets divided by current liabilities. Current asset divided by current liabilities. Okay, so quickly tell me which are the current assets. I would suggest you to open the balance sheet also. Please study the balance sheet thoroughly. Yes. Take out the balance sheet. You should learn it by heart. Which are the current assets, Aparna?
Ma'am, current investment,
Current investments,
inventories,
inventories,
trade receivables,
trade receivables,
cash and cash equivalents,
cash and cash equivalents,
then short-term loans and advances,
short-term loans and advances,
other current assets.
other current assets. All these come under the family current assets. Current assets. Okay. Then Anila, current
Yes, ma'am.
liabilities, which are they?
Short-term borrowings,
Short-term borrowings,
payables,
trade payables,
other current liabilities,
other current liabilities,
short-term provisions.
short-term provisions. Okay, so these are current assets and current liabilities. CA by CL will give you current ratios. Then apart from this, you will find words like debtors, creditors, bills receivable, bills payable. Okay, so bills receivable and debtors are current assets, bills payable and creditors are current liability. Okay, no? Okay. Now coming to the next category, that is quick ratio, liquid ratio, or acid test ratio. Now, both are liquid ratio. So what is that differentiates this current ratio and liquid ratio? What for us we finding out quick ratio? Quick ratio. Okay, so this current ratio, we are going to see the current assets and current liabilities for a period of 1 year. One long year is there in front of us. Within this 1 year, whether the company is able to pay off the current asset and current liability. That is what we are going to check with current ratio. Quick ratio means whether the company is able to pay off its short-term obligation quickly. quickly. That is, say within 3 months. Not within 1 year, within a period of 3 months, if it is possible for the company to clear its current obligations. So that is a major difference between liquid ratio and quick ratio. So quick ratio or liquid ratio, asset test ratio, we are finding out whether the company does this paying off current liabilities, current obligations quickly within a time span of 3 months. Okay? 3 months. I hope I'm clear to all. Quickly within 3 months. So, what is the formula to find out quick ratio? Quick ratio is equal to quick assets or liquid assets. Liquid assets divided by current liability. There is no change for current liability, only the numerator changes. It is not the full current assets we take, we only take liquid assets. Why? Oh, wait. Let us discuss the formula to find liquid assets. Then we'll talk about the reason. So, how to find liquid assets? Liquid asset or quick asset, okay, is equal to current asset minus IPA. IPA. Current asset minus IPA. What is this IPA? I is for inventory. P is for prepaid expenses. And A is for advance tax. So, keep this in your mind. Quick asset is equal to CA minus current asset minus IPA. Okay? IPA. What are these IPA, Tomlin?
Ma'am, inventory.
I for inventory.
P for prepaid expenses.
P for prepaid expense.
A for advance tax.
A for advance tax. Okay. Okay. So, why are we deducting these? The reason for this. Because these will take more than 3 months period of time. We cannot calculate these items for a period of 3 months. These or those items which get matured, which takes more than 3 months to get matured. Or due to this reason, as it takes more time, it is not possible to find out the value of these items. Such items, we are deducting it. Okay? These items takes more than 3 months of time. It is not possible for us to calculate these items for a period of 3 months. That's why we remove inventory, prepaid expense, advance tax from current asset. Okay. Now, regarding this, take down some important notes. Take it down. Important note. First one, loose tools. Loose tools. Loose tools and stores and spares. Stores and spares are not included, are not included in inventory. So, if in the question you find these loose tools and stores and spares, to get the value of inventory, you need to deduct this from the inventory. Inventory minus loose tools. Then what? Stores and spares. Okay? If the details are given, if nothing is given, don't worry about it. If in the question you find loose tools and stores and spares, that must be deducted from inventory, and that is the inventory to be used. Is that clear? Okay, the next one. If provision for doubtful debts given. If provision for doubtful debts are given, deducted from the debtors to get the value of debtors are given. From debtors, you should reduce. Keep the video on. Sharath, can you please keep your video on? Shubham? Okay. So, if provision for doubtful debts, if provision is given, that must be deducted from debtors. Okay? Then, one more point. Okay, that is if trade investment or simply the word investment if you find the word trade investment or simply investment is given, then that is considered as, then it is non-current investment. Non-current investment. Non-current investment means non-current asset. It is not a current asset. You should not take this. Sharath, are you taking down? Okay. I'm giving you notes from the class. So please take it down. So, when you find this, don't take it as current asset and calculate it with current asset. It is non-current asset. Okay? Then, if it is investment, you will be given it as current investment. Current investment, short-term investment, short-term investment, then marketable securities. Marketable securities. These three are current assets. This chapter is very, very important. You will be having a project Viva. So this is how the questions will be asked. Why do you take this figure? Why is that like that? Why is this like this? Okay. So this much is clear. Important notes, please take it down. What is the first point? Aditya, what is the first point?
Loose tools and stores and spares are not included
Hmm.
in inventory.
Inventory. So from the inventory, this figures should be deducted to get the value of inventory. What is the next one, Karthik?
If provision for doubtful debts are given, deduct it from debtors.
Okay. So that is how you get the value of debtors. If provision given, debtors minus provision will give you the normal debtors. Okay. Then what is the third one, Tomlin?
If trading investment
Trade investment or simply the word investment is given, then we will consider it as non-current investment. That is non-current asset. Okay, don't take it as current asset. Yeah, so that's it about the notes. We'll do problems related to this. So was this okay? You brushed up your liquid assets, liquid ratio. Okay, take down a question. Non-current investment is equal to 1,50,000. Current investment, I'm writing the short forms. Current investment is equal to 50,000. Inventory, please take down the question. Inventory is equal to 3 lakhs, bracket, open the bracket, including loose tools, 1 lakh. Bracket close. Yes. Then trade receivables. Trade receivables. Trade receivables 2 lakh. 2 lakh. Trade payable. Trade payable. Trade payable is 1,50,000. 1,50,000. Okay. Long-term borrowings. Long-term borrowings 2 lakhs. Short-term borrowings. Short-term borrowings 1 lakh. Cash and bank balance. Cash and bank. Cash and bank balance. 50,000. Finish. Calculate current ratio. Yes, please do it. We'll continue after 5 minutes.